It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling.
Hey everyone, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the iPower under tank heater and thermostat. So some things that I'm going to be going over in my review today are going to be kind of the price, like whether it's worth it and how it compares to other heat mats on the market currently. Then of course I'll be talking about the heat, the accuracy, whether or not it can get hot enough, whether or not it's too hot, anything like that. And in regards to the thermostat, whether or not it can keep the temperature at the temperature that I set it to, and if it's accurate in reading the temperature. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So the first thing that I'm going to mention is the pricing. Now, I will say that all of these prices are in Canadian, so things might be a little bit different if you're purchasing this heat mat for yourself. Of course, heat mats are not one size fit all. There are different sizes for different size tanks. So the first mat that I'm going to mention is the 6 to 8 inch one. This one is ideally for 10 to 20 gallon tanks, and it retails for $18.99. The next one, which is for about 30 to 40 gallon tanks, and that is $24.99, and it's 8 by 12 inches. Then the last one, which is for about 40 plus gallon tank, and that is 8 by 18 inches, and that one retails for $34.03. So those are the prices of the heat mat if you choose to buy them by themselves. Now the thermostat you can buy separately, and if you choose to buy it separately to use with an existing heat mat you already have at home, that will cost you $24.99. Now one thing that I actually love about the iPower setup here is if you don't have any heat mat or thermostat already at home and you want to buy them both at the same time, you can get them in kind of like a bundle and you'll save a lot of money that way. For the 6 to 8 inch mat or the 10 to 20 gallon size, it is $38.99 for the heat mat and the thermostat. For the 8 to 12 inch mat or the 30 to 40 gallon one, it is approximately $45. And for the 8 by 18 inch one, that is $51.99 for both the heat mat and the thermostat. Now there's one mat and one thermostat that look shockingly similar to the packaging and construction of the iPower. In the United States, there is a thermostat known as the BN Link, and it is like almost a spitting image of the iPower thermostat. So if you're American and you want to get the BN Link instead of the iPower thermostat, I don't really see a harm in doing that if it's cheaper, because due to reviews, they work exactly the same. The ZoomEd under tank heater that I've pictured on screen right now, the packaging looks so similar to the iPower. Like if you look at them side by side right now, they look exactly the same. No matter what size of ZoomEd heat mat you get, the price difference is so crazy. So there you go. There's a little bit of price comparisons for you. Now, of course, when reviewing a heat mat, we have to talk about how it heats your enclosure. Now, basically on the website and like description of the heat mat, it says that it's supposed to take it from around 80 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to around 120. Now, from my experience when I tested it, not having it set up to the thermostat, it got to about 110. So this would be way too hot for a leopard gecko, which is what I'm using it for. But as you can see, if you were using it for a bearded dragon or a leopard gecko or maybe even a hermit crab or something, all those require a different type of heat. So you can't really control what it's at. But that isn't something that's unique to the iPower. That is something that is pretty much unanimous among all heat mats. It will tell you a range that it's going to heat up to, but that's kind of a liability. You cannot just by plugging it in the wall decide where it's going to heat it to for what animal you have. Now talking about the overall quality of the heat mat. Now this heat mat is not very flexible. I know some heat mats can actually, like you can fold them and like bend them around jars and stuff to make like at-home incubators. This is not the mat for that. This one is actually very stiff. Just the way that the coils are on the inside that it uses to heat up makes the mat very stiff. As far as the stickiness goes, it's pretty good. It's pretty standard in regards to the kind of reviews and complaints I hear about other heat mats. It sticks really well, but there's always going to be some parts that want to fall off. Right where the cord is, because it wants to pull it down underneath the rim of the tank, it's slowly starting to detach there, but everything else is stuck. All heat mats over time will begin to lose their stickiness. kind of issue that I have with this mat is the fact that it doesn't come with any sticky feet. Now, some mats, when you buy them, they come with feet that you can use to lift your tank up, because you have to have a little bit of a gap between the bottom of your tank and the surface that you have it on so that the heat distributes evenly among the space. It doesn't get trapped under there. It doesn't burn your gecko or heat unevenly or even burn your table. So that is one thing to keep in mind. It does not come with feet, and I wish it did.
Oh my God, it is just enough to get by. Yeah, it is just enough to get by.
So now that we got the heat mat out of the way, I'm going to talk about the thermostat. Now, the thermostat is something that I absolutely love. The purpose of a thermostat is to control the heat mat to make sure that it doesn't overheat and it stays at a temperature that you specifically set it at. Besides doing this, it also kind of doubles as a thermometer. Now, touching on the thermometer part, I have an infrared thermometer that I use to test the accuracy of my digital and non-digital thermometers, and it pretty much always was in plus or minus 2 degrees from the thermostat, which is pretty much the margin of error for all thermometers. So therefore, the thermometer portion of the thermostat is accurate. Now, comparing the temperature of the tank to what I set it at, once again, it's usually plus or minus 2 degrees. Now, another nice thing about the thermostat is, like most thermostats, this one can be used with pretty much any heat mat that you can find on the market that has a standard US kind of like North American plug. Overall, I really enjoy both the thermostat and the heat mat by iPower. They have not given me any grief, and like I mentioned, they have a very good accuracy rating. They keep the tank where I want it to be. But going through testing and kind of making sure it worked well, using the infrared thermometer, I have come to realize that it's very trustworthy and I don't have to check it nearly as often anymore because I can believe that it is what it says it is. And I really like that. It's always good to have peace of mind when you're working with something that is quite detrimental to your animal, that it works. It's the most crucial part. It aids in their digestion, in their overall comfort. So you really want to have a heat mat that works. So I definitely would recommend this one. I think that the option to buy them as a bundle together, the heat mat and the thermostat, was really, really good. It saved me a lot of money from having to buy them separately. So if they have a bundle in the size that you're looking for, I think that is an amazing option that a lot of other heat mats don't have. So that is all for today, and I hope you found this review helpful. I have done so many reviews lately, so I'm just going to put the reviews playlist at the end screen so that you can see all my other ones because, yeah, I've done so many lately. If you have any comments on this heat mat, be it positive or negative, and you want other pet keepers to see them, then leave it in the comments down below, and I'm sure it'll help somebody out. If you like this video and want to see more from me, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. But that is all for today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.